Ostensibly, the reason that this channel exists is to make writing a novel easier for you. I mean, there's all kinds of other reasons that this channel exists, but most of those messages are conveyed subconsciously, and you'll take those actions without even realizing I may have said too much. You want to write a novel. You are also a human, or knowing my audience, potentially a sea turtle. Anyway, as a human, you have a biological and evolutionary bias towards achieving results with a minimal amount of effort. And so here I am appearing through your internet wires to make your desire to write a novel come to you a little bit easier. But in helping to make writing a novel less difficult, there's a possibility that I've been doing you a disservice. Any misery that I've shaved off the process of writing for you might actually be harmful rather than helpful. The fact that writing a novel is hard might be the whole point, and that's what this video is going to explore. Of course, it isn't just me trying to trim some of the gristly hardship off the chuck roast of accomplishment. Scroll past the fake t-shirt ads and the AI slop videos, and you'll find your YouTube recommendations littered with videos purporting to show you the easiest way to achieve something. From the easiest way to make chicken parmesan to the easiest way to raise giraffes in your garage. There's all sorts of demand out there for an easy path to accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish in life. We are living in an age where the easy way to do things is what most people seek. We have become a society of shortcuts and life hacks. I don't think that the desire to find an easy way to do things is anything new. I think people have wanted to do that since the dawn of time. I think what is new, though, is the mountains and mountains of content that is constantly bombarded towards people that shows them the easiest way to do something, or claims to be able to make the process easier. You'll see this very prominently in the self-help or productivity-focused corners of the internet, of which this channel is arguably at least tangentially adjacent to, if not kitty corner to. All sorts of videos about rewiring your brain and developing habits that make doing the hard things you want to do easier. Biohacks and time-saving methods, apps that organize stuff and automatically generate things so you can do other things. The most extreme ends of this content pipeline can make a person believe that stringing together enough affirmations, cold plunges, and mysterious green pills will allow you to achieve everything you want to achieve without the effort that you fear so much. Now, all of this is usually not presented as a way to skirt effort. That's not what me and the other people pushing this kind of content are usually selling. Usually these methods and hacks and shortcuts and whatever else are presented as a way to make your efforts as efficient as possible, to help you avoid wasting time, wasting effort, and being more tired than you need to be on the path to accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. Because after all, the best way to get things done is to go through a 5-hour morning routine consisting of drinking various powders, doing an arbitrary number of push-ups, journaling for 15 pages, and dunking your face into ice water at specific times for variable durations. The thought of actually sitting down and, doing work is kind of just secondary to all that other stuff. Underneath all of this talk of productivity and efficiency and not wasting time, there is a hidden undercurrent. A conflation of efficiency with easiness, a favoring of flashy tricks and gimmicks instead of actual useful pursuits. Hidden behind the guise of modern productivity culture is a fear of effort, a desire for the things you want to come to you without you having to pay the price necessary to achieve them. Fundamentally, the focus is on the product of these efforts, not on the person pursuing those efforts. Now, I say this as someone who has spent a large part of their life deeply immersed in this stuff. I am a recovering podcast addict. I don't have a red light therapy thing in my bedroom, but I've come close. I spent a long time believing, like most adherents of this stuff, that there was some kind of answer besides time, toil, and difficulty to achieving the things that you want to achieve, whether those things be writing a novel or doing other things. I thought for years that one more podcast episode with one more 10-step framework to stop procrastinating would be the ticket. I already had a simple answer to what I was seeking. Do the work, put in the time, expend effort, do the hard things. But I wanted a more complicated answer. I wanted something with more flash, something that would, not involve actual hard work. I felt like I could get what I wanted without going through the labors of making the person who wanted those things any stronger. Alas, I've come to realize that I was wrong. There's a lot of reasons to pursue writing a novel. Publication is a big drive for a lot of people. Some folks love the idea of bringing a story to life. Others find the process relaxing or cathartic. Some people accidentally bought a year-long subscription to Microsoft Word and have to use it for something. Those are all great reasons to write a novel, but I think another great reason to write a novel, one that doesn't get talked about enough, is that writing a novel is a really challenging thing to do. Writing a novel and mastering the craft of writing one is an intellectual and creative challenge that rivals any other intellectual and creative challenge. The nuances of characters and plot, the intersubjectivity of you and the reader, the intersubjectivity of your characters, the emotional and logical hurdles one must go through to craft even a slightly complex story. Even just sitting and writing for the necessary amount of time to finish a manuscript is a challenge in itself. And yes, I listened to a podcast episode that mentioned the term intersubjectivity a while ago, and now I use it whenever I can. Of course, there's all kinds of other creative pursuits that are equally as challenging to writing a novel. In an alternate timeline, this channel might be about making papier-mâché hats or something. It might actually become that in this timeline because, as I understand it, the papier-mâché niche is exploding on YouTube right now, especially for the people who incorporate dynamite. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that you can do that's as challenging as writing a novel. It's really a matter of preference whether you pursue writing or some other thing. That's not really the point of what I'm trying to discuss here. It doesn't really matter what you do, so long as doing it is a challenge that offers growth. That growth can be intellectual, physical, spiritual, doesn't really matter. Anything you try to do that feels out of reach, that forces you to stretch yourself, will make you better in some way. It will make you more resilient. It will make you more skilled. It will make you better able to face the other challenges that your life will present to you. The reason to do writing or any other thing is because it shapes who you are. The difficulty turns you into someone else. Now, there's a caveat here. You can do things in stupid ways that are just difficult for no reason, where there's no skill or improvement to be had. Lots of people make themselves martyrs to principled suffering and don't actually produce anything useful. That's not what I'm talking about here, necessarily. I'm talking about pursuing something, building something that few people build because of the difficulty involved in building it. The skill and grit you develop when you force yourself through this miserable process, that is what we're after. The reward is not the achievements you get, but rather the person you become, because you, by definition, will have that person for the rest of your life. All of this content and videos and stuff on the internet that tries to make things easier is ultimately just giving you ways to make you worse. It's giving you ways to not become the person who can do the hard things. It's giving you ways to not develop the skills that you need to develop to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. I didn't think this way about this a couple years ago, but I can't imagine a worse thing than doing something like writing an amazing novel while not simultaneously becoming the person who's capable of doing that. If you can achieve the result without you turning into somebody else who is capable of achieving that result, that's not a good thing, and I think misses the entire point. Fame and fortune can disappear. Life can throw all kinds of difficult stuff at you. At the end of the day, the skill and perseverance and the character that you develop in the process is what will allow you to handle these things. And that's all stuff that sticks around. So I ask you, why would you want to make things any easier on yourself, whether that's writing a novel or something else entirely?